Here's some quick tips for anybody who might be intimidated to install your own graphics. It's actually easier than you think because of the types of materials that we use. You don't need that much in the way of tools. You need some basic tools to be able to remove your seat. A lot of bikes you have to remove your front brake hose clamp from the front number plate and from the left fork guard. And that's pretty much it. As far as tools are concerned, I like to use gloves. When I'm prepping the bike, I use methyl hydrate and some paper towels. I need my squeegee, obviously, and get yourself a good heat gun. Use the methyl hydrate and go around the bike, get all the edges, round all the curves, make sure there's no areas where there would be any oil or grease, where the graphic would pick up some oil and then not stick. When you're cleaning the bike, make sure you get all the areas where the graphic would fold under, like under the seat, on top of the side panels. Sometimes they fold underneath your side number plate area. I always leave the swing arm for last because it's always the dirtiest, and then I'm going to hit the swing arm again with a fresh one because especially on the chain side it tends to be a little bit oily. I always double check with my fingers after to feel if there's any slippery spots. Your fingers, if your plastics are clean enough, should squeak. I always peel out an entire piece and then place the graphic, get it as straight as I can the first try. And because of the type of material we use, it doesn't matter if you don't get it straight right away. You peel it off, reposition it because it's pressure sensitive. A little bit of pressure means it only sticks a little bit, and then you can move it around. I like to start with a hole that I can line up. Stick a part of this to somewhere on the shroud to hang on to it. Okay, I'm abandoning the hole and I'm going to find a point on the bottom of the shroud here. Then I'll find a point on the top of the shroud. If the graphic's in the right place, there's usually about 1/8 of an inch between the edge of the graphic and the edge of the panel that you're installing. Get a little bit of pressure down in one place and you need to move the graphic around. You can create a little spot where you can pivot the graphic. Okay, that's pretty well lined up with the panel. Now I can start putting some pressure and some heat down. You don't want to heat the graphic too much because that makes it really soft and it will stick down in places where you don't want it to and you'll get giant bubbles in it. If it's a little bit warm, then it'll lay down nicely with the squeegee. If you don't have a squeegee, you can just use your thumb and follow all the perimeter lines. Find any areas where the graphic tucks in. Get that area in first so you don't trap any air in any valleys, then work your way down. If you do get air, like this bubble, I don't know if you can see this bubble here, but there's a bubble probably the size of my thumb underneath here. I can just peel the graphic up and go way back down again. As you can imagine, when you're using your squeegee, you want to work from the contact areas out so you're not trapping any air. Our material also has air release channels on the inside so that if you do get a bubble, you can massage them out. This area here you can see is going to fold under the seat. I'm going to leave that for right now. You can see there's some wrinkles, we call it fingering. So a little bit of heat here will help the material disperse and go down flat. Shroud graphic installed. Do a part of the right side panel. Same thing. Find a hole you can line up. And work with the edges. The temperature that you want to do this is somewhere between 12 and 19 degrees. If it's too hot, the graphic gets really soft and it'll flop all over the place and stick down quite aggressively. So if it's too hot, do it somewhere in the shade. Side number plate. Heat's especially important on some of the Japanese bikes. On the right hand number plate, they're really rounded, so you actually have to stretch the material quite a bit. So with the heat and the squeegee, you can kind of walk the fingering out of all around the edges that surround the round area that sticks out. There you go.